Hello, welcome to another Near Reading cast. As always, my name is Johno, and I'm joined once again by Joey. As always, how are you,
As
Joey?
always, recently, yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
So before we start, there's a small direction note for this one. Due to a recording malfunction, the recording did not start at the very start of the game. We missed one turn, hence the kind of eerily silent start. But when the video does begin in a moment, we're going to have on the left-hand side defending UK champion Dave Hoyland, defending his title. Yeah, that's right. Against the dapper Scott himself, Seamus, who's back on camera. I think this is his third game on camera in the Elimination.
Seamus cast.
That's right, yeah. And all you missed in the first from the first term was that Dave iced HQ and installed an iced Sunji. So nothing to do about that.
Standard turn RP.
That's right, yeah. He didn't ice R&D, so you think he might against a Shaper?
That's interesting against a Shaper. He didn't mulligan. Okay.
But nevertheless, maybe he wanted to keep his hand. Sunji a couple of ice, but maybe I don't know. He's only got 2 cards in hand now, 3 I guess. So
I know you're the same. If I have agendas in this situation, I ask R&D and bluff it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
but obviously Dave is more sensible than that. And was like, I'm just gonna play them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And we've obviously chatted a little bit in the past about the Kit versus RP matchup. So. Sure, yeah. Late in the game, it's not ideal because Kit's abilities used up, if you like, on the centrals, so you can't pressure the remote with Kit's ability. Another incentive, I guess, for Dave to ice. Yeah, that's it. So here you can check R&D and then check remotes. It's fine. Is that an incentive here for Dave to ice all the centrals?
He needs RP. Even if it wasn't Kit, needs to get a single ice on every single central, preferably one that you can't bounce off.
You're going to do it anyway.
So something that's a little bit spiky. Astrolabe early, that's going to help.
Yeah, I mean, do you double ice the centrals? I mean, maybe you do.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the thing you do
through these
Kit,
first sort of 10 turns, Dave's going to want to double ice all the centrals and build one remote, at least. Which is what RP tends to want to do anyway, and it takes them a while. He might not double ice, like, archives.
Yeah,
single
sure.
crit.
Like crit, yeah. So we've got an early celebrity gift, which means that Seamus will get a very good idea from the start of what Dave's packing. Now, he drew on click 1, he's playing celebrity gift on 2 and 3, so he will hide 1 card. But apart from that, we're going to see Executive Bootcamp, 2 Caprices, an Ash, and a Grim. So
not coming from
Caprices Caprice and Ash obviously are great.
Yeah.
They're going to help. You get 2 of them in a remote.
Scoring server's going to get scary.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to start setting up. And the Grim, I guess, on Central now. Grim's not a very common card. So is this a special decision that Dave made for this?
Yeah, maybe. It's not common right now, but it's definitely been common though. Regarded as far as neutral sentries go.
Yeah, I guess it's influence free as well.
Yeah. Some influence free program trashing.
So, as we said, he could do. Seamus has checked R&D and then still been able to use Kit's ability on this. It is a pub, so it's not the end of the world. But
he still gets to use a lockpick credit.
His lockpick credit, yeah, can save him credit. Yeah. And trashes Sunji. So, Dave has a 10 credit advantage at the moment, but obviously trashing the economy is very important. Yeah. So, trashing Sunji is, you've got to trash it. It's... given how hard it is to pressure the RP remotes, it's obviously a common strategy to try and get the economic advantage. So
still an upgrade on HQ as well, leaving R&D wide open.
Yeah, so and in the remote, so I mean that could be another. It would not Sunji, but it could be a mental health maybe, or maybe a Caprice on each, an Ash maybe. You put a Caprice on HQ, I suppose, instead of an Ash. But
yeah, maybe. Or the Christian Grid.
It could be a Christian Grid, yeah.
Did you see one off top on R&D? Didn't trash it?
He did see one on R&D, didn't trash it, that's right. So,
but again, I would probably put that on
Christian Grid R&D, maybe.
Because, he didn't trash it off when he accessed it, so it's probably not going to change much. But I don't know, was Seamus running R&D interfaces instead of Maker's Eyes?
That's a good question. We only saw one Kit game before. From what I remember,
it's been a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
This isn't straight after the last commentary for the people who are listening.
No, this is what are you talking about? This is the same night of Nationals. We're still up.
So we're still up recording it.
We've been editing for hours.
Yeah.
No, I believe it's Maker's Eye over on the interface, but I could be proven wrong in this very video. Could be both, of course. Why not?
Maybe, but you tend to weigh on one or the other. You've got a toll booth.
Yeah, so
that's really useful on the inside.
Code gates on
later on.
Code gates on centrals, I guess, are fine, but you're right. You'd like that to be the outermost
The outermost ice, because
yeah.
now if he puts the second piece of ice, he's going to have 2 code gates.
He may be happy to never put another piece of ice on HQ, though. I mean, it's a good piece of ice to face check for RP.
Especially if he loses his caprice game.
He won the game, kept him out of HQ. So the caprice in HQ, you got to think there's agendas in hand then, it must be.
Well, he held 1 back when he did the...
He did.
And he has been protecting it, so you've got to assume, and statistically there should be a few points.
And there could be another caprice, there could be things that he doesn't want to have trashed as well. Oh yeah, okay, so we've got a second celebrity gift. Right, so this time, not quite as easy to see on camera, but I've got notes here. So we've got a Christian grid, so that's not a Christian grid, it turns out. Obviously not the remote. A Nisei Mark II, a Grim, a Caprice, and an Ash. So there is an agenda in there.
Nisei as well.
We've got the same Caprice and Ash. And the Grim is still in there. So the Ice and RNG is not a Grim. Unless it's another Grim.
That's another Grim.
The Christian is still in hand, so I guess that could go on R&D. And there's a Caprice and an Ash. So whatever's in that remote, it's not one of the things that he saw before.
Unless it's another Caprice or another Ash.
It could be another Caprice or another Ash, that's right.
Or
yes.
he's protecting...
But my point is that it's in theory an unknown card.
He hasn't rezzed it, so either he's just trying to get rid of an agenda, or...
He could have got a third Caprice and just thought, I've got so many, I want to throw one down, so I just pop an R&D, but again, it uses up Kit's ability. Excalibur's got a nice one as well.
Yeah, going to be less effective against Kit than most.
That's true. Yes.
Be a code gate if he hits it
He
first,
could put it on archives.
I
just
love
use
Excalibur
ability.
in RP. It's
Well,
so
Excalibur's
good.
just good with Caprice and Nisei tokens. It's just,
Unless you're an Anarch and you can probably break it, or kill it, it's a real problem for Shapers.
Yes, that's true.
It's a great. You don't want to put your Atman at 3, and then you're like,
yeah, that's
Atman
true.
at 3 doesn't really do much else. That's not Sunji.
So it's not Sanji, so I'm guessing mental health, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah, but he's protecting it, which
that might be an astrolabe thing. That means if it gets trashed, then he can
then
install
he can
another one and
stop
not worry about
the draw,
it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a pop-up or something that, it's not really defending it.
Yeah, but when you're this short on ice, you think you need more ice.
Centrals or more on the remote, scoring remote, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's an R&D interface, so I was wrong. Curse you, Seamus. So maybe it is both.
So he trashes the Sunju but doesn't score the NAPD.
Yeah, so he sees the NPD but can't score it, yeah. But does trash Sunju. That's
Could have
probably
taken off
still
Katie,
fine.
He could
Yeah.
have taken off Katie gone again. I know he had 1 click left, so he just loaded.
Yeah, he only had 1 click left, that's right. He knows he's in hand.
And there's a Nisei in hand.
Yeah, and...
But Tollbooth into Caprice.
So yeah,
Even
yeah,
Kit's
that's...
like, sod that.
Yeah, that is annoying. He could pressure this remote to see if there's another Caprice, and he maybe get that HQ one trashed. Oh, okay, so we've got install and advance in... and a second install in this remote.
I'll leave that there, I think.
I've got a feeling that...
That's
That's
Nisei.
a Nisei and a Caprice and an Ash
Yeah.
with 15 credits against 1. Although there are 9 on Casey Jones.
But Dave's still going to have to wriggle this R&D lock at some point.
And he still hasn't raised this first remote. So what is it? It's not another agenda. No, it can't be. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
I actually don't know what
I can't
it is.
even think what it could be in a fairly, straight-laced RP
Unless
deck.
it's like a blacklist?
Could be when he's waiting for a same old thing. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This was in a kind of...
Well, he's got Grim, so blacklist sort of makes sense.
Maybe.
And I mean, if you raise blacklist
against
at
Shaper
the
as
opportune
well.
moment,
Yeah, when a Cleanse gets installed, yeah. Maybe
or,
you're right.
or just before you res the Grim, or just before they're about to use the Cleanse is when you res it.
I mean, the pop's not scaring you on, so it's not going to be something valuable unless it's a bluff, which could be. Who knows? Yeah, so a strange one. What's happened here is Seamus taking the credits from Casey Jones and was running archives. He did break the Excalibur and installed a self mod,
Oh,
and
it's
now
Jackson.
and now he's yeah.
course
You're
it's
probably
Jackson.
right. You're probably right. Okay, I mean maybe it's not. I don't
We're
know,
speculating.
but
What
yeah.
could it be? Oh,
Yeah.
that asset that every single corporation has
You're
run
right.
since opening week.
So it's a run on the second remote. So there's a lot of maths to be done now. It's got only a 4 credit advantage, but Seamus has a self mod, so in theory can break the ice and probably come close to the Ash trace. But then there's Caprice, but does he want to rely on just Caprice?
Caprice
So
will
a lot of
force the
decisions
trash.
to make.
Will force the trash of the Caprice on
That's
HQ.
true.
So I think he would probably go for the Ash, but then that's really
He
expensive.
may not care about the Caprice and HQ. He may just put it down while he was kind of, drawing.
Yeah.
While he had stuff, he was drawing.
It's still better to be there than it is not. So, he would put pressure on, but Seamus would almost definitely not score. But if Dave makes himself poor scoring.
Now, we saw in our previous game, in Seamus' previous kit game, who played against Zenithus and Zenithus
Zenithus made himself
he was playing
poor to
RP,
score.
and he used an Ash to defend an Nisei. And you could argue it was a turning point of that game, because it was cost so much to keep him out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is just Caprice.
So
To
far.
our side game. Seamus is ready. So far, yeah. I expect the Ash not making a appearance.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he's
still got 2 credit advantage, so he could pay 0 and
Yeah,
so they both pay
nicely
0.
Done. So he's gonna. So
So he
Dave's
can
gonna end
res
up
the
very
Ash.
poor now, which is
Yeah,
gonna give
that's
Seamus
right.
a huge, like we saw in the Genesis game.
Yeah, but you can keep him out.
Yeah. But can you keep him out and score, or can you keep him out, score, and have enough money to res any ice for the rest of the game?
That's it.
No Sunju online, no mental health clinic.
That's it. So Ash is base 4, of course. So if he pays 6 credits, then Kit can't get in because Seamus foolishly chose to play Kit and not Kate.
And he has
Basically.
three. And he has 3 left to score.
And he'll have 3 left to score.
Crucially, he also can't track.
Then
that
he'll
Caprice.
be bankrupt. So
And then
this
guns
is
are blazing.
that's right. But obviously, if that happens, then Seamus can trash the Ash and still have money to go on his merry way.
I almost like paying like a little bit less here. So it's like you can have the agenda, but you don't have enough to trash Caprice or Ash or.
So there's another possibility we haven't thought of here. What if it's the NAPD? What if you saw all the money on Katie and thought, I'm not as far ahead as I think, and
Sure.
this is all a devious bluff. He just needs to get him below 4 credits. I'm saying
Or he needs
possibility,
to.
I don't know.
Or
We
he
know
needs
he's got both.
Or he needs to bluff it being. So if he does the maths, so he leaves him on for 3 credits, then that also.
Oh, I see.
That's
Okay.
also enough to make Seamus probably
Maybe
not pay. Trust
maybe
the
that's
Ash
what
and
he's
let him have it.
considering. Maybe that's what he's considering. He's thinking, okay, I might just leave him on 3, and then he'll say,
Either way, going
I'll
to
keep
0
money.
in order to score, as
Yeah.
we saw before, is probably not the best.
Having said that, he's got ice in places he can recover. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough
pup
decision.
on R&D.
Anyway, he makes eventually does make the decision. I guess we expect he pays 6. So Kit can't get in, but does trash the Ash. And then he'll use his 3 remaining credits to score out.
Sure.
So he's bankrupted.
I don't
It's
know.
happened.
I think given his options, that was one of the better ones, but maybe he needs to wait a little longer to score. I don't
yeah,
even
maybe his
know.
window wasn't quite. He did get it through, but his window wasn't
Yeah.
quite as big.
Trust the Caprice.
Yeah, so Seamus follows up by also trashing the Caprice, which is obviously a great decision. Having checked R&D, and he's, I don't know, he's in a good position. So Dave's got the 2 points. He's obviously got the lead, and importantly, he's got an Nisei counter, which is going to be very
money.
important. You're right, that Nisei counter is important, but he has no money. He can't protect future perfects. Now I know that Dave. Jackson, yeah, you've played this game before.
Only 18 guesses to work out that is in fact the Jackson.
Yeah. You feel like Seamus is going to benefit from this slight credit advantage. It will take Dave a little bit of time to build up, although he's bringing back a couple of Sundews. So maybe Seamus will kind of just keep hitting R&D and get lucky.
I don't think he'll be able to keep a Sunju up anymore.
No,
because
you
if
can
he
get
gets that
pressure quite
Sunju,
quickly.
he puts it behind the pup or something, then Seamus is going to trash every Sunju on site, and he has the money to do it.
We don't know what this ice on the second remote was. It could be pop, or it could be something tougher. It could be
SMC, he's got Katie
Eli,
Jones
or,
out,
yeah.
he's got recurring credits,
It could be a Susano or something. I know Dave's got those.
which is
And they're hard to break for Shapers. They're
not
hard to
going to be
break.
rezzing anytime soon.
No,
though.
you're right. It's going to take time. So yeah, as expected, he's judged how to return a hedge fund along with 2 Sundews, and he took 3 credits. So he's trying to make
2
a
cards
slow
for free
climb.
again. He's
Yeah.
having not scored.
That's
You've
right.
seen 8 or 10 cards off R&D for free.
Because Pup is technically a code gate, you're now getting. You can break it for cloak and lockpick. You can just break it for free. Yeah. So the second piece of ice.
Does he
Now,
even need to spend both? Can you not spend 1 with Refractor to break both?
Refractor only breaks once, so yeah, it's not like Switchblade. Install device on R&D now. There's a couple of candidates for what it could be. It could be a Grim, maybe.
Still run it, right?
A Crick, interesting, because I was going to say, the other thing it could have been was a Cortex lock, which was a minute ago.
2 real credits.
So Crick is a code gate, at least that makes pop into an actual code gate. So it costs
Another
some money.
Cortex
So
lock.
it's I think it's the same Cortex
Lotus
lock,
Field.
actually. Yeah, Lotus Field, yeah.
More code
So,
gates.
So lots of ice, but,
He's going to need more stealth credits soon.
that's right. He can only break 2 pieces of stealth ice
Okay,
at a time per turn at the moment.
Another 3 credits.
You'd bet he'd have Ghost Runners and stuff in there.
Another more lockpicks for sure, and probably more crates. He may also need his MU for some more of a rig at some point. But as it stands, just Refractor has done him up to this point.
Yeah, it's that's all he's needed, because it's one ice everywhere, and pop.
And he's running once.
That's right. Yeah, and
So
that's the
Dave
kit.
yet again clicks 3 times money. He's
That's the
recovered
kit
here
up
really,
top.
really
He's on
well.
9.
He's
He
managed to.
can raise that Susano now, Jerry.
Yeah, he can rest that Susano now. I'm sure he'll be doing that shortly to protect Sunju.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Seamus is totally happy. He knows that Ash is floating around. He's totally happy to,
Another RDI.
sure gamble. He's going to use Katie again, presumably another RDI. He can get some extra pressure. So now that's future perfect. So it's a bit late. You would have liked it a bit before, but so in fact he got it.
1 each.
1-1. Yeah.
He's
so
bid
it's
0
away.
every single time up to this point, so I quite like that sneaky one.
Yeah. And you saw some other cards of less interest.
So he's been he knows there's an NPD in hand, and he's pretty much seen every other card that's come off R&D, right? There's no other cards have slipped.
Yeah. So he knows there's an NPD around.
Yeah.
Is it possible it was discarded? No, it wasn't returned by Jackson. So it could be in archives, of course, but it's probably still on HQ.
But that's not really what RP wants to score as their second agenda. Like they
No,
either want to
no.
score the future perfect, so they everyone do that. They want to score another Nisei. And
Yeah,
they score
that's
future
right.
perfect
Oh,
pass.
yes.
Like, but if they have to, he has to expend the Nisei counter and score the NAPD. He's gonna have a problem scoring.
Yeah,
future
you got
perfect,
3
so,
points left. Yeah, that's right.
With a lockpick.
Yeah, so the rig is kind of building, and Seamus is going to be really happy with the fact that he's been able to keep up the pressure while building his rig. So he's, last turn he put down an R&D interface and still ran R&D.
Yeah.
This turn he's putting down a lockpick. He's probably going to be able to check somewhere else.
Every turn he's been able
he's
to
playing short
pick
gambles. He's
Katie.
using Katie. Yeah.
Install a card, check R&D. He's managed to keep the pressure constantly. And if he misses a turn on R&D, that's not that bad.
Because he's seen 3 cards. Yeah,
But
that's right.
he's still managing to get in.
So every turn's a maker's eye, and he's so he's seeing cards he's already seen. So he saw the Slip Skips again. Another future perfect, yes, another side game. What's he going to do this time? Both 0, and he won it.
I thought he would, because Dave needs that money.
Sure, yeah. Maybe
And
you're
Seamus
right.
is rich, so Dave thinks, well, maybe I'll get away with 0 this time.
Okay,
Maybe, because he's going to need that money to score. Scoring agendas is expensive. Oaktown Renovation's pretty good.
You're right. It's almost like that's the aim of the game, is to spend your hard-earned resources. Yeah.
Just advancing them 4 or 5 credits and a whole 2 turns. What's with this?
You're right. You should have Sansan or something. That makes it easier.
Sansan. Pay 6 to make it 1. It's a great exchange.
Okay. So Seamus has Seamus been lucky? He scored 2 future perfects, both the first time of asking, making a mockery of the fact they supposedly defend themselves.
True, but he's seen
He's actually
20 cards on a
right.
one. Maybe not 20, because he's seen a lot of repeats.
He easily
but-
could have seen a Nisei or something. All right, another celebrity gift. So let's see what we got. Okay, still got the NPD contracts. That's where it is. We've got a toll booth. Still got a Nisei, and we've got an Enigma and a Christian grid. So there's 4 points in hand, right? Now Seamus only needs 2, so I guess start pillaging HQ. And I guess that is exactly why they've iced HQ.
But still, that's not hugely expensive.
But it's either a toll booth or an Enigma, and I think it matters which, because if it's a toll booth, then Dave's going to spend a lot of money resing it, and if it's an Enigma, you can break it for peanuts.
He's essentially
Run
going to
on
spend
turn 4, right?
all the money that he got from the
That's
celebrity
right.
gift.
So in fact, he's going to dirty laundry HQ. Such as
Didn't he win the last game on a dirty laundry? He won the last game accessing on a dirty laundry against.
I think he did. Oh, it still Utopia Shard. So okay, instead of accessing it, still Utopia Shard. No, it doesn't. Oh, sorry, he does, but he uses it straight away. I apologize. He instead of accessing, he pitched it, and then
So now
He's got 2 cards. He got 2 cards.
Yeah, unless he missed both of them, which is a what?
Yeah.
A half to.
That's pretty.
Like 1 in
pretty
3,
unlikely,
a 6, 1 in 6 chance he missed. But
1 in, maybe. He missed both, Joey. Which means that he has 2 2-point agendas in hand.
Well, that was
and nothing else.
It was a 1 in 2 chance he missed the first one, and a 1 in 3 chance he missed the second one. So it's a 1 in 6 chance he missed both.
Normally it'd be great, this kind of thing, but I'm finding it hard to think on my feet, so I'll just I'll
intimidating.
nod and say you're right.
I'm really glad that masterpiece
It's
coming in.
yeah, good work.
Yeah.
It's never well. Suffice to say, it was unlikely that didn't work. So Dave gets a minor reprieve, and he does still have some agendas. He's got a Nisei. Does he try and force it out? If he's got a Caprice, maybe you just go for it. You're shaking your head like you think that's a bad idea.
SMC, like no.
Yeah,
Because even if he scores it, he doesn't win. Like again, he would put himself in the same situation as last time, where he's like broke, but he scored again.
Yeah.
And then if that was the game, then you're just rolling the dice at that point. But he's got to survive after he scores long enough to not let Seamus get anything else, and that's not going to happen. So he's got to just try and stall it out, but his hand is dense now.
Yeah, that's right. So he drew. He did 2 optional draws this turn, so he's now on 5 cards. Best case, only 2 of them are agendas. But we know how fickle fate can be.
And
he could have 5 agendas, right? Yeah, he could easily have. So Seamus decides to run HQ.
2 in 5 chance of winning the game. Probably.
Yeah, and you'd take that, and
it.
he could take that bet for a few turns because Dave's not going to be able to get rid of these unless he gets Jackson out of nowhere, which maybe he was hoping to do.
So he missed his 5 and 6 chance. Will he win
yeah.
his 2 and 5?
Yeah, he did. Yes. So yeah. So yeah, no, I reckon hand as well. So he drew another one.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
that is our almighty defending champion.
he's gone. He goes home. That's right. No repeat for Dave, which is a shame. He's a great player. He's a really good player. And you felt like he got kind of I don't know. Seamus got inside his head. Maybe it was the outfit putting him off his game.
The outfit,
side games, just he nailed it. He got the one early.
He lost one on HQ, but then he won the one on the remote as well, and 2 on the Seamus. Maybe that's his secret.
That's it.
Getting his 5 nationals side game.
He won 3 out of 4 side games. In fact, he
losses.
technically won 4 because he ran Caprice when RP had no money.
Sure,
but that doesn't count. Yeah. But yeah, so if you win side games, you're going to beat RP. That's how they defend their agendas, I guess. But
if you win all the side games, then yeah, you're probably going to beat RP.
If you were Dave, could you play differently? Could you defend centrals? He obviously got the Sunju out early, but could you defend R&D a bit more?
I think. In hindsight, Dave knows how to play RP as well as anyone. But I probably would have waited a little bit longer to score. Like he calculated that he could score, and he could. And I think some people get into the fallacy, like we saw with Genesis. If you get the Nisei counter, you've won the game. Like, I know people. Yeah. That is said by people in the community who you should listen to.
Because they kind of train.
Clearly, that's not the case.
Out. Yeah.
So I think you score a Nisei and you have a decent supply of ice and the scoring on your centrals and the scoring server, you win the game. But making yourself broke with just a pup on R&D, maybe not. I think if David waited a bit longer to find another Sunju, get some more ice down, blah 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 blah, then scores the Nisei. But he needed to make his move, and
that's right. And so is this the end of Ash in RP? That's 2 games we've seen now where Ash has ended its owners.
I think with Batty coming out, which came out after Nationals for us.
That's true. Batty
I think that's gonna. Yeah, I think that's
taken that slot. Yeah,
because that makes it's a double side game then. Yes. Which makes your odds of losing. It makes 1 in 9 chance of getting through both of them. And Batty's also quite versatile.
Oh, I hate that.
In the sense that if you're running a Grim deck...
It doesn't have to win the run, that's right. It can do much worse.
But at absolute worst, you pop it after the Caprice game just to win the run.
Just to win them.
And assuming there's some ice down that ends the run. Yeah. So that's amazing. And it's also a hell of a lot cheaper than Ash. Essentially, it's just pay the side game.
And it's free to race, so it's just, and
the card slot. So I think Batty takes that slot, and that also means you have spare influence for more ice.
Now, to argue the other side, because I can hear our viewers shouting at us, I guess the benefit for Ash is that Ash can absolutely lock people out if you've got a strong economic advantage. And RP can very easily get a strong economic advantage. So maybe that's the that's the reason you put it in. But in a game like that
makes it a more
where he
win
didn't,
more card. Yeah.
In a game like that where he didn't have the advantage, he got Sunju out, but just one, and he got trashed. He didn't get any mental health clinics. He didn't have any income. He bankrupted himself.
Yeah, sure.
And he used Ash to bankrupt himself to score an agenda. At what cost? You know, he then spent, I don't know, 5 turns or maybe 3 or 4 turns moneying up, trying to like just recover economically before he could start icing. You know, and by then it's too late.
And if money is no option, then you don't need Ash to win the game. If you're at the point that money's no option, you've probably won the game anyway. So like that makes Ash a bit more of a win more card, whereas Batty's is more versatile, I think. And the fact it's in faction, I think it's a no-brainer.
There's nothing worse than being super rich and still losing because of a side game. Sure. Like Caprice. So Ash does give you
you know, gives you something. But
I've been saying it for a while. We live in an era now where subroutines never fire. Subroutines might as well all be blank because goddamn runners, they will break ice.
Yeah.
So stuff like Ash is really good because it's an effect you know you can actually trigger, and it's a safety blanket. If you're rich, you can use it. But yes.
But with the influence as well, enhanced logging protocol coming back into RP is a scary prospect. Because, I mean, that means that your side games on the remotes are even stronger because they have no clicks left by the time they get to the remote.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're on click 3 at least. You might have an easy counter they go on side game. So I think that's, again, a slightly cheaper way and maybe a more annoying way to spend influence.
Yeah, anyway. Maybe you're right, yeah. And Seamus's kit deck was obviously, we saw it before, but it's, you know, it's good. It's good. It built up, it got economically strong, and it only made 1 run a turn, which, apart from when it ran the remotes, which you'd think would be bad against RP, but maybe that's his plan. His plan is, if it's RP, then whatever, I'm going to ignore remotes, I'm just going to get money and hit R&D, get money and hit R&D, every turn, every other turn. And, you know, I'm going to start seeing multiple cards, and eventually I'm going to win. And they can put stuff in the remote or not.
I think in this meta, RP is his worst matchup, and we've seen him beat RP consistently. So that's quite impressive.
Seen him beat twice,
it's a super fast deck. He gets that refractor down and he goes.
Well, refractor, and then he's ready. And he didn't even... So the nice thing there was he didn't even install a second breaker. He installed self-modifying code. All he did was threaten a second breaker.
Nice.
And he knew that he could break anything. So he had no worries about running unknown ice on a remote because he knew he had a solution. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was good. So I don't have my notes to hand. Oh no, I failed. Hold on, let me get a thing. Right. So that was, as you say, Dave going home. Unfortunately for Dave, but well done, Dave. We'll play together.
Yeah, lovely guy.
And Seamus will continue.
I think I met him for the first time on that day. Actually, he was lovely.
Oh yes, yeah.
Went to coffee with him. It was very nice.
That's right. You had a buy. You were buy buddies, weren't you? So now we're at the stage of the tournament. We're definitely at the pointy end, Joey. Because if you win a game, you don't get to stand up. Oh no. Your next opponent just sits down. We're 1 game at a time all the way through. So we're going to see Seamus again. Apparently, we can't get enough of Seamus.
Because it's the only game playing now.
That's right. He's actually going to play Kit again. Yeah. And we're going to see the return of your friend of mine, Tim Fowler. He's playing NEH for a change.
He is. So you're, the NEH master. The UK, best known for playing MBN in the UK would be Tim. So
that's right.
We're going to see what decisions he's made in a post-clot meta.
That's right. It is post-clot as well.
Yeah.
And I know he had strong opinions about clot as well as a card.
Yeah. Don't bring it up if you ever.
So we'll see Sim. So we'll see Tim, I should say, with his NEH. So what do we think, first blush, about Kit versus NEH? That's probably... I mean, Seamus' deck is very fast. So it might be that he can kind of get up to speed with NEH. We know Tim.
Probably doesn't have clot, though. 10 influence.
Wow, yeah, you're right. It's probably no clot. I mean, he's got self-mod and clone ship, so he only needs 1. But you're not going to spend 2 on... No. We didn't see much influence in that game. We've seen... I can't remember. Does he have Switchblade? I can't remember what influence before.
There'll be some breakers. Mimic, maybe, yeah.
So, that'll be good. But Kit's ability probably won't come into play. I mean, you feel like he'd be happy to run once per turn. He's not going to go multi-run against NEH. You just hit R&D or whatever, or you don't.
I don't know. You run as much as you can, see as many cards as you can. I think
maybe
that's how I play it, but yeah, we'll see. We don't know what type of NEH it is. It can be bit shot, could be anything.
We know.
I know what type of NEH it is.
we know.
You listener.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, it could be.
May not know what type of NEH is.
Okay. Yes.
He likes his faster parts.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So thank you, Joey, for coming out in this video.
Right, thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. Yeah, and we'll see you next time.